Welcome back. Time to shine. That, of course, Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy addressing reports that there are a lot of upset ball players in that Dallas Cowboys locker room. Joining us right now to break it all down and talk about everything going on in the National Football League, our good friend and analyst from the NFL on CBS, Amy Trask. And Amy, I want to get your reaction to what Coach McCarthy had to say. And listen, you lived it in all your years in the National Football League. How do you put out in-season fires?
Boy, that is a fire. When I heard those comments, Adam, they were a bit eye-popping. And when the comments to which I'm referring were the ones that the players made earlier this week. When I heard the comments we just listened to from Mike McCarthy, my reaction was, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All of that has a nice ring to it. But what's going to solve your problem isn't platitudes. What's going to solve your problem is handling this responsibly, professionally, and with leadership. And it sounds to me that there's leadership lacking in that area. Leadership can come from coaches. Leadership can come from players. There were years, in my experience, in which it came from one or both of them. So a little less platitude, a little more leadership.
On the field, Amy, Monday night was a hot mess. I mean, the O-line was dreadful, Zeke fumbling, receivers couldn't catch passes, Andy Dalton thrown it to the wrong team, the defense was wretched. I mean, I still think that Dallas defense is issue number one. What's the biggest issue on the field in your eyes for the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, you're absolutely right about the defense being a mess, a hot mess at that. They're giving up more points per game than any other team in the league. But the other area in which Dallas is the worst is turnovers. Dallas has turned the ball over more times than any other team in the league. And of course, Adam, those two things go together. Yes, the defense is playing very, very poorly, but the offense is also putting the defense in a position to play poorly. Everything is linked. Everything is interconnected. They've got to stop turning the ball over and at least give that defense a fighting chance to improve because, oh boy, it needs to improve.
Yes, it does, Amy, without question. I'm very fascinated to get your take on what's going on at the Miami Dolphins at the quarterback position. And Brian Flores confirmed the reports from yesterday. Flores confirming it today. Tua Tagovailoa is the new quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. What's your reaction in terms of the timing of the move?
Well, I'll give you my business reaction in a moment. I will tell you first that I had a heart-poppingly wonderful reaction when I saw Ryan Fitzpatrick on the sideline when Tua went in at the end of the game. And Ryan was there leading the cheers for Tua, trying to get others to cheer him all as well. And it just warmed my heart. Conversely, a very heartbreaking moment today when we listened to Ryan talk about how he learned that he would no longer be the starter, wondering if he was done at the quarterback position. So in the space of a day or so, we had heartwarming and heartbreaking. As to the decision to start Tua, it makes business sense. If the team is looking to determine whether Tua can be the quarterback of the future, which presumably the team is looking to determine, that's why they drafted him, then starting him now gives them an opportunity to evaluate him and see if they're on the right track to solving the quarterback question. If the team determines he is the quarterback of the future, then starting him now gives him reps, miles under his tires, so to speak. So it can be a good decision for two reasons, but they need to watch out for the injury he's sustained and how he's coming back, and they need to make sure they don't further jeopardize him.
You know I love great coaching matchups, Amy. And listen, I just think the world of Kyle Shanahan as a head coach, as a play caller. Bill Belichick, in my opinion, is the greatest in the history of the National Football League. X's and O's, maximizing talent. This should be a great coaching matchup coming up Sunday on CBS. What are you looking for in Belichick v. Shanahan?
Well, I agree with you in both regards. This should be a tremendous matchup. And I, too, believe that Bill Belichick is the best head coach ever for the reasons you articulated and for one I'm fond of sharing, which is he does what the best coaches do. He best positions players to be their best. And when I talk so glowingly of Bill, it is not in any way to suggest or imply, directly or indirectly, that Kyle is not also a good head coach. He is, but he's not yet Bill Belichick. I am thrilled with this matchup, and I can't wait to see what Kyle brings, because there's got to be a little bit of an oomph on his side to try to show I'm that good too. And conversely, we're going to see the master meet the student.
I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be a lot of fun on CBS this weekend. Amy, I'm curious to get your take on something that our guy Aaron Rodgers said, that the loss over the weekend could be a wake-up call. Now, listen, I've got a microphone and I'm wearing makeup. I hate the expression good loss, right? It's not me. I disagree with it when you have 16 games. That's just always been my philosophy. Do you hear what Aaron Rodgers is saying? Do you think there's a such thing as a quote-unquote good loss?
Well, I hear what Aaron's saying. I don't like the expression good loss either. Adam, you and I have worked together long enough. You know I hate the expression ugly win. All wins are beautiful. And I agree with you. There is no such thing as a good loss. But I do agree with Aaron in one respect. Okay, you lost. It's not a good thing you lost, but you lost. So try to turn it into a good thing, or as good a thing as you can. Now look, remember Mr. Peabody and the Wayback Machine? Let's jump in that Wayback Machine. Remember? Let's Google it, kids. Mr. Peabody, the Wayback Machine. Jump in the Wayback Machine and look at 1994. The 49ers lost, I believe it was game 5, and they went on to win about 10 games in a row, and oh, by the way, the Super Bowl. So is it good to lose? No, it's never good to lose. But can you take something from a loss, and can you use that to help you get better the rest of the season? The 49ers did, and I believe that's what Aaron was referencing.
That's a brilliant response. Now, Amy, speaking of the Wayback Machine, I'm not going to make you recount the Super Bowl between the Raiders and Bucks. I respect you and love you too much to do that. But in terms of the ball game coming up on Sunday night, listen, Jon Gruden is now back with the Raiders. This is going to be a tremendous showcase, an important game for both teams. How big is this for Gruden and for Las Vegas?
Well, it's a big game for both teams, given where they are situated in their respective divisions right now, and given where they are situated in their respective conferences right now, recognizing that even if they don't win their divisions, each conference has added another team for the playoffs. So yes, it's a big game for the Raiders. Yes, it's a big game for the Buccaneers. But I don't think two things have the sort of significance that maybe others may. And by the way, Adam, your question is something I've been asking myself this week. Look, 2002, Tampa beat then Oakland in the playoffs. That was almost 20 years ago. There are men on the Raider roster that were probably 2 or 3 years old, maybe some were even 1 year old then. Gruden was fired unceremoniously by Tampa Bay in 2008. That was what? Roughly 12 years ago. So you've got men on the Raider roster and on the Tampa Bay roster that were, I don't know, elementary, junior high school kids then. I don't think the history of this matchup means as much to the organizations as others may think, but I do think it's a very important game for both teams.
Absolutely. And you know it certainly means something to Jon Gruden. There's no question about that.
I know.
Amy, you're the best. Well, we appreciate the time as always.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.